Alright guys, Papa Pepper here. This one is the next video in Who Wants the Box, and the reason this whole idea came up is that I was just gifting some things to different people on the internet. Somehow Sapper Gardener and I got going back and forth. I think he wanted some dragon fruit cuttings, so I sent him down a box, okay? And then he wanted to return the blessing, so he sent me back the same box. And I'm like, you know what? What if we just kind of kept sending the same box around? So that's kind of where the idea started. And what I'm going to do is I will just simply ship it out to somebody and let them ship it back and just kind of go back and forth, just like Sapper Gardener and I did. And it wasn't intentional on his part to kind of create this idea, but I think it was a good idea, and without him I wouldn't have really thought of it. And then of course I had my logo on it too, the Papa Pepper Special Delivery logo, and he's like, oh man, I wish I would have thought about that. I could have put a sticker on. So I made up one that features one of the opening scenes from his YouTube videos, and then I took a picture of his shirt and put that underneath there. So I put Sapper Gardener logos on that thing. And Sapper Gardener, I heard you're working on some designs to make one up. If you get some better ones, you want to send me up a sticker. When I get this back sometime, I'll put one over the top of that. Otherwise, you know, we'll let it roll. But for different homesteaders there on YouTube, if you guys, you know, want to get involved, all you've got to be able to do is receive a package somewhere. So I'm keeping this inside the United States because of different plants and seeds and stuff that are in it. And then you just have to be able to ship it back to me. I'm gonna make that a little easier too, and I'll get to that in a minute. But what I would recommend too is just have some, it can be hand drawn, it can be whatever, but make up some sort of little design or logo where it's kind of like a passport or a traveling suitcase, you know, where it just kind of gets covered in all these different stickers. So right now we're just kind of throwing them on each side to rock it out, but as time goes on, you know, there only needs to be one Papa Pepper one, and I've got smaller ones too, so feel free to have some fun. We just got to leave the top open for, oh yeah, I put a big Sapper Gardener one on the bottom too, just for fun. But I sorted through my comment section to see who would get it next, and I've actually chosen to go with Wholesome Roots on this one. And the reason is that Wholesome Roots, she's one of the YouTube channels that I've known of the longest because of her interactions on Steam It, and I think I may have sent her something at some point before. I'm trying to remember what or when, maybe she knows. But I'm gonna send this over to her. So what you're gonna see is me load this up now. I'm gonna ship it over to her, to Wholesome Roots, and what Wholesome Roots and her family are gonna be able to do is, you know, open it, take what they want, because it's kind of be like a traveling seed bank too, but then if they post a video about receiving this, they can ask for the comments on their post of who wants it next, because I have a limited number of subscribers. Every channel has a limited number of subscribers. Some have more, some have less, but either way, they're not the same subscribers. So if I send it to somebody else, whether they've got more or less subscribers, they're not gonna have the same subscribers. So if they reach out to their audience saying, hey, who wants this box next? Then after about a week rolls around, I can comb through their comment section. Okay, they'll send it back to me, but I'll pick somebody from their comment section to send it to next, and then they can send it back after they broadcast, you know, to their audience. So I think that's a way to get more people involved and that type of stuff too. So again, if that's a little confusing, I'll send it to somebody, they send it back, but when they get it, they can do an unboxing video and they can open it up to their audience of who wants to get it after I get it back. To make it easier, because I know not everyone's got, I think it's like 14 bucks for shipping on this thing, I'm gonna put $15 in here, okay? Now I'm not saying that Wholesome Roots can't swing it, but I just wanna have $15 in here pretty much at all times. And I'll take care of that on my end, you know? If you're able to swing the cost of shipping, cool, send it back to me with your own money. If not, you know, I don't want finances to let someone be held back from participating in this. So if not, take the money out and use that to ship the box back to me. That's what it's there for if it needs to be. And I just kind of want to cover all the bases, not restrict anyone, not single anyone out of, you know, not being allowed to participate in this. So a couple things. I was working on another project which is going in this box, but Wholesome Roots is not going to know what it is until they get it. But when I was working on the project, I did just print up a little logo. So if you don't have your own logos, I don't know, those will be in the box. Feel free just to cut one off, stick it on the outside. That way, you know, if you don't have your own, that's the worst case scenario. A couple different things I'm putting in it right now. We'll start off with what Sapper Gardener had. Sapper Gardener had a couple things that I actually checked through and, you know, already had. This is one of my top 3 plants of all time. This is red Malabar spinach from Sapper Gardener. Absolute must grow, especially if you're anywhere with a hot summer. Man, such a good green. Reminds me, you know, they call it a spinach. It's not a true spinach, but it can be used as a spinach substitute. But whether you're eating it fresh or whether you're freezing it, we just chop it up and freeze it for, you know, stir fries and steamed greens in the winter. It's so versatile, but it reminds me too of purslane. It's kind of got a nice thickness to it. And then also the dragon tongue bean is one that I'm keeping in here from Sapper Gardener, and he sent some extra lettuce seeds. I've got some that he actually sent me of his own supply that I'm gonna be using, but some organic lettuce seeds too, if whoever gets this needs it. Wholesome Roots, you're up first. And then I tossed in a couple different seeds too. The birdhouse gourd, just because they're a great one. Take the seeds if you don't have them, if you want to grow them. If not, leave them in. Next person down the line will get the opportunity. Chinese green noodle beans. Noodle beans are one of my top 3 favorite garden plants, absolutely. Then homegrown popcorn. We've been doing this for 3 years. This year will be our 4th season doing it. Love growing our own popcorn. This is actually a mix of 3 different types. Indian berries, Japanese hullas, and then strawberry popcorn. See, the sizes, the shapes vary, the colors, the patterns, they all vary. And then of course, because I'm Papa Pepper, I'm putting in some ghost pepper seeds too. Those plants are so prolific, so amazing. And if you get this package and there's ghost pepper seeds in it from me, and you're not sure if you like ghost peppers, I'll send some dehydrated ghost peppers with it. So break off just the tiniest little piece while you wear a respirator and safety glasses and a helmet and, you know, special gloves, and just stick it on your tongue for half a second. See if you like it. If you like it, grow some of your own. But setting up some of the dehydrated ghost peppers, I like even putting them in a mortar and pestle or like a coffee grinder where you can powder it and then just sprinkle it into things. I'm actually gonna make my 2nd batch of homemade salami ever, and I'm gonna make a ghost pepper, one, you know, log of it. We've got the toothache plant. These are actually dehydrated, so inside the flowers are seeds, but I don't think they're viable. I'm doing a test just to make sure, because there's 3 things that kill seeds, remember: excessive sunlight, excessive heat, and excessive moisture. These have definitely had excessive heat, but I'm still checking if they're viable. But the toothache plant, an incredible plant, has a wonderful numbing effect. It's kind of like a natural relief for oral pain, sore throat, toothache, something. Give it a try, see what you think. So if you want some of those Wholesome Roots, take them out, put them in a little jar, keep them on the counter for a painful rainy day, and if you need them, you got them. Also, I'm tossing in, these are Jerusalem artichoke tubers. They did amazing for us. I've got a small handful here, but once you get them going, you should have them for years to come. And a really cool plant. I'm actually gonna try something in one of my upcoming videos with the tubers, just to show people a different way to potentially cook with them. I get a little creative, try some different things, and I've got a great idea. I think it's gonna work out amazing. I also have a dragon fruit cutting, the pitaya. This thing will grow and grow and grow, but you can, you know, prune it up, train it up from a pot onto onto some sort of column, some sort of rod. I use a small cedar post, and then it can actually produce the dragon fruit, and it'll produce a lot more cuttings for you too. Just actually had our first order on our online store where somebody actually ordered one of the dragon fruit cuttings, so excited about that because I've definitely got enough to share and bless other people with. And if you're down in like South Florida, South Texas, and like zone 10 or 11, you can just plant it in your yard and let it grow. And I've seen some big ones, like even kind of like in the wild, where it was just in some random area at the Gladys Porter Zoo in Brownsville, Texas. And I'm looking, I'm like, man, that's a dragon fruit. Like, that's just insane. It turned into a giant beast because it was unpruned, untrained, just kind of left out there. And then there's one more thing I gotta mention, and that is Wholesome Roots. I'm sending you some of the stuff. You know about some of the stuff. Some of the stuff I'm sending, you will not know about until you open it. Again, do an unboxing, open it up to your fans, you know, send it back to me and I'll pick somebody from your comment section. I'll get with them and get their shipping information, and we'll get this box over to them after it comes back to me. Anything you want to gift us back is more than fine. Any seeds you want to share, any communication you want to have to make sure you're not sending stuff that I, you know, have a bunch of. But also, if you do, then it can be, you know, some Wholesome Roots seed packs in here that whoever gets it next can get. So feel free to write your name on the package. I put, you know, this one says Sapper Gardener. I put my little logo on my seed pack so people know it came from me. But if you want to, check out our online store and Wholesome Roots. If there's anything in there that, you know, the seeds and stuff that you would like to try, just let me know. Get with me on that, and I'll toss them in this before I send it out. I'll try to send this out this week if you get back to me, and we'll just, you know, keep it going. But if there's any of the seeds that we have available for sale in our shop that you are interested in, just let me know and I'll drop a couple in here. Some of them are already in here, but if there's some other ones, just let me know. So I'm looking forward to seeing how long this thing is going, and there's also been quite a few people who've commented and said, you know, I'm not growing this year, I'm not gardening this year, I'm just getting my homestead set up, but if you guys got to go in next year in 2020, I'd love to still be involved. So let's see how long we can keep this alive. Let's see how many different channels we can get to participate. Let's see how many different audiences we can reach, and just kind of build this up not only as just a community building, interacting, bringing the digital into the physical world and blessing one another's homesteads and gardens and stuff, but also just kind of building up a small seed bank that kind of travels around. And of course, if it sits near too long, gets too hot in the summer, other things, the seeds may not work out. But so we'll try to make the shipments quick. We'll try to make them going, and I'll keep replenishing whatever I need to in here as well. So, all right, guys, you'll see this next over at Wholesome Roots. Papa out.
As always, I'm Papa Pepper, and I'd like to remind you, don't post for free. If you'd like to be part of a revolution in social media, an economic power to the people where users can actually blog for cryptocurrency, then I'd recommend that you check out steemit.com and join the revolution. Papa out.